Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This past weekend I published a blog post titled 5 Ways I Uplevel My Mindset in order to get into a positive state of mind, or something along those lines. But I wanted to make a video for this as well because I think it's really important, especially during these times. But if you're somebody who prefers to read, or if you also want to read my blog post, that will be linked down below. Throughout the years, I have realized that mindset is key. Mindset is the biggest thing to literally everything in life, because if you have the wrong mindset going into something, or if you think something about a certain situation, or if you feel some way about something, then that can alter how you react, that can alter how you go about the situation, how you experience the situation, whatever it may be. It could be anything. And as humans, we tend to go toward a negative mindset, or a mindset that we don't really want to have. You know, it creates negative feelings and negative thoughts. Now, I am no exception to this, and I find that if I'm feeling negative or unmotivated, anything like that, that just causes me to feel more frustrated, because I typically end up procrastinating or slacking off, or just not feeling my best. I mean, who wants to feel negative all the time? Now, 2 things before I jump into the 5 ways that I uplevel my mindset. The first thing is that it is okay to feel negative. That is normal. I do think it's important to feel your emotions out, to understand them, to experience them. But personally, I don't like to linger in that negative headspace, and I know a lot of other people do not either, because it tends to interfere with your everyday life. And the second thing is, if you have negative mindsets beyond your control, like you are finding it very difficult to alter your mindset, alter your thoughts and your feelings, then I highly suggest getting professional help. Obviously, I am not a medical professional in any sort of way, so this is not advice for somebody who may be suffering from depression or severe anxiety or anything of that nature. These are just things that I do to help myself to feel better, because I do get into these states from time to time, and these are the 5 things that I keep going back to in order to lift myself back up. Number 1 are motivational talks or speeches. Now, I am a firm believer that motivation does not last, and you should not rely on external motivation to keep you motivated. However, those motivational speeches that you can find on YouTube and on Spotify, in my opinion, are amazing. I will link some of my favorites down below, as well as my favorite channel, my favorite YouTube channel for these types of videos, and also the Spotify playlist with tons of these that you can just put on shuffle and hear different motivational talks for a few minutes at a time. To some people, they may be corny. They typically have somebody yelling aggressively, not in a bad way, just, you know, giving you motivational words of encouragement, and sometimes they'll just be speaking calmly, but there's like intense music in the background, and you just feel more hyped up when you're listening to it. And I find this really, really helpful in the mornings when I am feeling down or too tired or anything, or if I'm tending to procrastinate. I will put these on and I'm like, yes, I can do this. Like, it's just what they're saying and what they're putting into your mind is very powerful and very true. So I find it very helpful. Now, if you're not into the music in the background or things like that, you could find your favorite motivational person, for example, Gary Vee or Tony Robbins or Bob Proctor, whoever it is that inspires you, and just type in their name followed by motivational talk or motivational speech, and you can probably find something on YouTube or on Google somewhere. What this allows you to do is replace your negative mind with positive words. It's such a simple way to do that, because you are, you know, surrounding yourself with positivity and putting positivity into your ears, and naturally that will drown out the negative. Number 2 is practicing gratitude. I know I talk about gratitude a lot on my blog and on my channel, because I do think it is so important. And a lot of times when we're in a negative mindset or just in the wrong mindset, we tend to not think about all the things that we have in our lives that are amazing and that are going well for us, or that we have already accomplished, and we take those things for granted. What gratitude does is shifts your mindset from scarcity to abundance, and that's very powerful. And I find that when I'm practicing gratitude, it's a lot more difficult for me to think negative thoughts, especially if I am just constantly thinking of things that I'm grateful for. So I do try to practice gratitude daily. I typically write down 3 to 5 things that I'm grateful for, or I at least try to think of something every single day. But if I'm feeling particularly in a bad mindset, then I will just run through a list of 50 things that I'm grateful for. I don't count, I'll just keep going in my mind, or I will write them down. And I find this to be a great way to shift your perspective on things, and typically you can find something to be grateful for even in the bad situations. Number 3 is planning or brainstorming ideas. I love planning, I love brainstorming ideas. That is just my thing because it gives me something to look forward to. For me, I'm typically planning videos or blog posts or emails or Instagram posts, things like that. But this can also include planning a vacation or a trip of some sort, or a big project, or your workouts, just anything that you can think of. Planning and coming up with ideas puts a sense of control back into your life, and though it may not give you complete control, you can create some sort of predictability about the future if that is what you need right now. And it also helps to free your mind from clutter because you're getting it down on paper or just planning it out and making it more structured, and then that can open you up to more creativity or just more happiness in general. Number 4 is to talk it out. This is a huge one for me because typically what I do if I am in a bad mood or anything like that, I will talk it out with my boyfriend, and he helps a ton. So I do believe it's important for you to have somebody in your life, somebody that you trust and love to turn to vent about your problems or vent about how you're feeling. And hopefully that person can at least listen, but hopefully they are supportive and can give you words of encouragement. And that's exactly what my boyfriend does. So if I'm ever doubting myself or if I'm ever feeling upset about something in my life, then I can turn to him and talk to him about it, and he gives me exactly what I need to hear. He always tells me how proud I should be of myself, how much I've accomplished. He tells me how proud he is of me, all the things I should be grateful for. It's just that reminder that I sometimes need. And if you can't find that from somebody in your direct life, then I do highly suggest maybe going to a therapist. There is nothing wrong with that. I used to go to a therapist back in college, and they can definitely be somebody for you to trust and open up with, and they can help you to feel more positive and feel better about where you're going. I just think it's important to have somebody who can show you the other side of it. You can do this work on your own, but having somebody to kind of pull you out a little bit helps a ton. Number 5 is to accomplish something. Now, like I said at the beginning, if I'm in a negative mindset, I typically tend to procrastinate or just slack off on things, and that does not help me whatsoever. It could be okay for you, but I know personally I am somebody who thrives off of being productive or getting things done and just having my shit together. So this is going to require yourself to really push through those negative emotions and those negative feelings and that drag, because what I do is literally talk to myself. I'll be like, all right, Layla, we need to sit down and just start. Just do this. Do 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. And I'll just push myself through it. I typically will finish whatever it is that I'm doing, and then I finish and I feel so much better. Mostly because when you do something that you don't want to do, then you are increasing your discipline and also your confidence. So when I get something done, even though I didn't feel like doing it, I still feel amazing about myself. And like I said before as well, motivation doesn't last, and you're not going to always be motivated to do the things that you strive to do in your life. So you just have to push through that discomfort, but it's so much better than leaving things undone. So those are the 5 ways that I up-level my mindset. These may work for you, these may not work for you, but I think it's important for you to have a few things to turn to, because we're humans. The human brain will go back to this state. That is normal. There is nothing wrong with that, but that is why I like to have a few options to turn to make myself feel better. With that being said, please comment down below what it is that you do to uplevel your mindset or to get yourself into a better state of mind. If you have any questions, please comment those down below as well. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next week.